exciting day. Kealoha is doing his work. We got to do ours. Right? Father, thank you for today. I pray that you bless me with the words that you want. You taught me what to say. I will say it. I will hold nothing back. As long as you're with me, all things are possible. Father, bless the ears, the hearts of all the people here, that they be receptive to what you have to share through me. In the name of your precious Son, Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. Whew! Listen, today, the title of the message that he's bringing forth through me is, Who's in Charge? Who's in charge? Who's in charge? No, wait a minute. Who's in charge? So you see there? You see how that works? Yeah? The reason why the topic, Who's in Charge, is up on top of the list is because Io brought me here more than a year ago, going on 2 years now. And I have been excited about staying here and sharing and being part of the ohana, yeah, here at Olaa. The Kealoha, in his persistence, has tried to take me out of here 3 times to go because the lie came that, oh, they're not worth it. So I had to come up against that. When the Kealoha talks to you, do you listen to him and give argument? No, you don't need to. All you need to do is get up. You know, a lot of times we say things to people and it's not us saying it. It's the Kealoha coming in and saying something to somebody that hurts them. Now that's something that comes out from this certain individual is taken by the other individual with hurt. And from that hurt comes anger. And I have seen it in this church, in this body, in this congregation. I have seen it. I've been praying against it, things that happen. And you know, I must say to you that there was a time in my life when people would say things to me, and I would get very hurt because I knew it wasn't true. First of all, it was a lie. Secondly, I got involved with the lie by coming back and combating it, you know. But I wasn't a born-again believer at that time. Jesus wasn't really living in me, you see. When Jesus lives in us, we do what Jesus did. You know, when Jesus was going to the cross, they accused him of all kinds of things, right? Did he fight back with his mouth? No, the Bible says he kept his mouth closed as a sheep going through the slaughter. Right? That's what we must do. You see, when a Kealoha comes at you and accuses you through some other person of something that's irrational or stupid, we have the right to stand as if we're born-again believers. We have the right to stand, not listen to the lie. Turn around and walk away. Or forgive, so that the hurt doesn't come inside. The first time I was married, I wasn't born again. I was in the world. I had a beautiful wife. But I was mixed up in the occult, in the spiritual realm. And so, when I got married, my wife was so beautiful. And I found out, well, after 3 years of marriage, we got a divorce. After the divorce, I found out that there were friends of mine, or I thought were friends of mine, betting against my marriage lasting more than 2 to 3 years. These are supposed to be friends of mine. You know that when you bet against something like that, that you're setting a curse on that relationship. You know? And when I found out that those guys that were supposed to be my friends had done that, I was hurt. And I got hateful. I wanted to kill those buggers because it was like they had caused my marriage to fall. In actuality, it was me. But I was hurt. And so I had to, after so many years of it, I became a born-again believer in 1981. I asked Jesus into my heart. And you know, that's when I found out that I had to forgive. My hatred for those guys that did what they did in betting against me and my marriage to be a success, they were coming from the Kealoha's point of view. And all was fair in love and war, as they say, when I'm not a born-again believer. But as I started studying the Bible and understanding that Jesus now lives in me, I had to go forgive. So, I went to my friends, to those who had done what they did, and I told them that I hated them at a certain time, but that now I ask for forgiveness. Please forgive me. I want to let the hurt go. I want to be able to be your friend, and I want you to know that I accepted Jesus into my life, and you can too. You know, the weight that weight was phenomenal. Okay? In this church, I have seen and heard stories and situations that have happened. And I get hurt because the people were hurt. You know, when somebody tells you something as a Christian, and they're a believer, that they're being used by the Kealoha. And they don't even know it. They don't know that what they're saying is hurtful. It's actually the sword, the mouth, the tongue, cut. And if there's no forgiveness, it turns to hate. That hurt manifests into hate. And that hate becomes uncontrollable to where I don't go to church no more. Forget it. I don't need those kind of people. Who there? Well, why? And then only the disruption happens. Right? Why? Because we let the Kealoha control us. Now let me ask you something. Who's in charge then? Huh? Who's in charge? You? Self? Or the Kealoha? In yourself? Or is it Jesus? Io is control of all things. Yeah? His aloha is what should be in charge of our lives. When somebody says something pilau to us, let it go. Faithful. Step back. I've learned now to step back and really listen to what we say. Now, if somebody's telling me something that's pilau, and I know it's not true, am I going to go play in that game? No! Why? You're only fueling the fire. So the best thing is to what? Forgive. Now, when you forgive, who's in charge? You think about it. When you forgive, who is in charge? Io, the love, the aloha of Jesus in our yeah. That's what we have to connect with in today's society. We need to share the aloha, the amazing aloha. When we put Io first, his son is right there. Now, when we see people looking at us, are they seeing us, or are they seeing the spirit of Io through his son Jesus dwelling within us? You know, I remember a story. Jesus was talking to his